Hey everyone, I think the topic is how's your friends, how'd you come out to your friends, and how they take it, their reactions, things. I've had pretty good luck with telling my friends and different ways I've told them. uh, when I moved back to this small town about 7 or 8 years ago, I met up with a friend that I went to high school with, which was a real close friend in high school, and she was, we started meeting at the Mexican restaurant on Mondays, and having a couple of beers and just hanging out, chit-chatting, getting caught up. And we just started doing that every Monday, and me and Christy would go out and meet her and her son, and sometimes her husband would get off work early enough to come join us too. And so when I told her by herself, her son had went and sat in the car to listen to some radio because he's a teenager, and she took it very well, very well. She asked a few questions, but she was really excited for me, and she said we need to tell our son. So we got together probably about right before changes started, and we talked to him. He was like, "Hey, can I call you JD?" And that was all he said. He was like, shook my hand. He's really cool. And her husband was, well, you want me to say something about it? That's the way he is. They said that was the main ones that I was concerned about because we got back close again. Well, now there's other best friends that I had in school. There was 3 or 4 of us that hung out all the time way back in the day, and I don't keep in touch with them very often, but a lot of them have contacted me on Facebook, and so I was like going through my Facebook telling the ones I was closest to first, and some cousins that I had and things like that. And my cousins were really, really good, and all I did was send them a message through Facebook because I don't run into them. I don't see them that often, but I hated to end up running into them, and then I have facial hair and they're looking at me like kind of crazy, So that was I got really great feedback, except from when one cousin said that he cannot support this because he's a Christian, which I don't think he understands that it's actually a birth defect, and I think that's the way some of you should tell ones that don't understand. They need to get educated about it, because if they realize it's a birth defect, then they can support you, because that's basically what it is. So, my mom has told a bunch of her friends, and when they see that my mom was okay with it, then it seems like they're okay. So that's a good thing. And I noticed that days that I'm not, has nothing to do with the way I, as far as my gender, but it'd be like stress from the store or something like that. And I feel like that when I'm not in the best moods, which I try to be every day, but sometimes you just can't, you don't feel up to par or something. I see that people look at me strange, like, really, are you really happy? That's a question I would get. But when I'm my happy-go-lucky self, like I am most days, 99% of the time, they, like, well, you seem happy, and that's, so try to make sure when you do tell your friends and your family that you have that makes you happy inside, make sure it flows out, and they can see how happy you really are. And don't be scared, if you are kind of nervous or scared, try to hide it and just try to have that happy look on your face, because I think that's one of the reasons why my friends, because my emails, my messages, that still shines through. I don't, not saying, if you can't handle this, that's okay. I never put that in there. I just say, listen, I want to let you know that I'm having a sex change, or I'm transgender, it's according to how you want to put it, but I always say I'm having a sex change, because it seems like most people understand it more. And that I am transitioning from female to male, and I've already started the process, and I just wanted to let you know. And my new name's going to be Jaden, and if you email or write letters, make sure that you don't put something like, let me know how you feel, or, you can say let me know how you feel, but you don't need to say, I know you probably don't like this. Don't say anything negative. Make sure you put that you're happier than ever. Make sure that you put that it's something you've been thinking about for a long, long time, and don't put anything negative in that letter or note, because they feed off that. People feed off that, and they're going to think you're really not happy. Okay, and I guess that's about it. Like I said, that's the way I told a lot of friends that I don't really run into a bunch of them. I told a couple last night, as a matter of fact, though. And one of them is a old-time friend of the family's. He used to own, well, he still does. We used to live across the street from him. This store slash one part's a store, one part's a bar. And went in there and we told him. And he was just come around the bar and shook my hand and said, "I'm happy for you. And you know, just as long as you're happy, I'm happy." And told another friend that was there earlier, and he was happy for us too. So for me, he increased it. So just keep your head up, held high, and just be happy about who you are. Everybody else is gonna come around, and the ones that don't, you really don't need them anyway. It's you know, life's too short not to live happy. So anyway, talk to you next time.